My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Curse of the Dead Gods. Alright, let's dive back into that medium exploration. I said I was going to finish it, what, 2 episodes ago? 3 episodes ago? And then I didn't do it 2 episodes ago, 3 episodes ago, or 1 episode ago. So instead we are going to have to do it now. I like a lot of money, a relic, and then a choice of either stats or a weapon later. So if I don't really get a weapon early, I can get it from the late weapon shop if I really need one directly before the boss. Alright, I like it. I like it. Helps me keep my corruption down to get a lot of gold before I go to any of those item shops, because then I'm not going to see something that I desperately want but can only pay for with my blood. I'm also going to try and not let greed kill me this time. The active word there being try, naturally. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna go for the risky parries against these. I'm just gonna clean them up naturally and normally. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and I know that there are more enemies to fight here as well, so I'm immediately gonna go and start getting against. Ah! Almost. No! Almost got hit by the corruption attack there, which is the absolute worst thing that can happen to me in the early game. Like, outside of, you know, dying to overload of damage, which I'm just assuming is not going to happen in the early game, because you actually do get, like, a relatively large health pool in this game, as opposed to many other roguelites. Getting corruption early, because it's just, like, it's a permanent negative. Almost. Hang on. Gotta keep the greed kill going. No, just missed it. Plus 15% critical damage is decent though. But yeah, it's not like you can dodge a corruption attack later in order to lose that corruption. You can heal up health much more easily in this game than you can remove corruption. Hence the extreme distaste for gaining any at any point in the run. Alright. First pickup is... No, it's another relic. Never mind. Heal 4%. That's actually really good. So it's a low-level relic, but it's still a really, really good one. I don't know how many enemies I am actually going to get killed by the environment, but 4% is enough to actually make me do it. Plus 200% to the greed time limit. Love that too. Take a little bit of extra gold from some of those and then bounce out. Love it. So what, 755? 755 is 750, so I could buy a stat up. Not just any stat up as well, by the way. I could buy the double stat up rather than a single stat up. I think, like, the next big step in me playing this game is going to be learning how I should really be pathing. Like, should I always be getting a weapon in Act 1, or should I be trying to rely on random rooms to give me weapons, or should I ever target a relic room, those kinds of... Plus 200% on my greed time limit again? Huh. Am I getting into another battle? No, too far. But yeah, I feel like at the moment I'm very kind of like instinctually doing my pathing rather than strategically. If anyone, by the way, because my experience with this game, there is a little bit off camera, I will admit, happily, but I don't have a huge wealth of strategic experience with this game, and if anyone is more familiar with this game than me, and has some pathing techniques they'd like to share, I would love to hear them. I will, like, obviously eventually build my own set, but something to build from is neat. At the moment, I am thinking, like, yeah, weapons as an option right before the boss can be really important. If I'm dying commonly to attrition, I want to look at relics more commonly. If I have a scaling weapon already, or it's very early on, and I have a lot of gold and a choice to go possibly to pick up some stats, maybe I should prioritize that early. I might be prioritizing gold too heavily. Because every gold room is not just a gold room, but it's also a lack of any other room, right? So you're getting more resources to spend in other rooms. But it's... One sec. Gotta go around the other side of this because it couldn't roll through there. But it's at the cost of actually getting to get anything particularly powerful or important in that room. Sometimes the extra corruption that you take in order to pick up something from a shop is way more value than, you know, chugging along and taking a lot of damage because you haven't got better equipment. I love that I've learned how to deal with this room already. I had, what, almost 1,000 hours in Gungeon, and by the end of my time with Gungeon, I was still taking damage to a lot of the trap rooms in that game. Okay. I was just testing whether or not the critical from the mace... There we go. I was just testing whether or not the critical from the mace would be enough to disrupt the Plaguebringer there. Because I know that heavy weapon attacks do it. There are some spear attacks that do it as well. It might be every spear, but I think it's only some of the spears. I should keep in mind to check that a little bit more commonly. Alright. What do we have out here? Right, yes, this chest room up here, and then we've got the exit up to the top right. I'm starting to memorize these maps. Ooh, +1 to all stats. That's nice, but it's also probably going to be the first thing I drop. Let's see if that changed the Seeker's Mace at all. So Seeker's Mace was +2% base damage per level of relics carried. I only have one level of relics, right? It's referring to the number at the top of the relic, I'm assuming. So what, I need like a level 1, a level 2, and a level 3 relic, and then that gets +6% base damage? That doesn't even seem that good. No! Nuh-uh-uh. Sorry, friend. Damaging me is not allowed. Illegal maneuver. Perfect. Let's take a shot from afar easily. I'd really like a ranged weapon game. Jewel Hammer, which provides passive illumination. Yeah, I mean, it's more base damage than the other one at the moment. And they seem to have relatively similar attack speeds, actually. Do all weapons of the same type have the same attack speed? Yeah, they do. They appear to have the same attack speed and the same animation as well. That is one thing the game doesn't seem to play with much at all, and I guess it's so that you get used to the timings of different weapons and you can use them more fluidly. But the the game doesn't really play much with the idea of changing your attack speed with anything. I think that might actually be a clever choice. It's just a thing I've noticed. Because, yeah, you really do want to get used to that timing. Unfortunately, yeah, we took no damage and we had a Haven here, but the Haven was on the best path, I think. Alright, so here's our first load of corruption. First curse is blurred vision after you take damage. Sorry, no, it's not after you take damage. Parts of the map transform into unknown rooms. So, I could, and this, I believe, was actually a comment on the last episode, but I was thinking about it beforehand as well. I could have just screenshot the map before we started, and then I would always know, despite getting blurred vision, what each of the spaces are. I know that if I go to the left right now, that's gold, and then if I go to the right after that, that's a weapon. But then I don't know the next floor. If I had screenshot them, I would. I don't know if that's, like, too meta to do. Like, it's fair. I don't think it's not fair to do. I just don't know if it's really in the spirit of the game. Okay, this Tomb Horror leapt a lot further. Attack speed's a lot faster than I thought it was going to be as well. But it leapt a lot further than I thought it was going to, though. Okay. So I always just assume the path that's a little bit obscured as an exit is going to be more valuable. And this one was behind a couple stalagmites. It's a weird way to anchor the knowledge, but the only way that I remember stalagmite versus stalactite is Tenacious D put out a single when they had the hit Tribute. And I listened to the signal, and the signal. I listened to the single, and the single had like a couple spoken word tracks on it. And one of the tracks was just Jack Black making clear what stalactites and stalagmites are. By saying that stalactites hold on tight, and stalagmite might poke you in the ass if you're not careful. That's the only way, and it just comes into my head every time I'm in a cave in a game and just thinking about those kind of rock formations. It was a good CD, actually. Like, Tribute was not the... hard call. But I don't think Tribute was even the best song on that single. And it was the single, the song... Like, it was the song the single was named after. Each greed kill restores 1% of max health. I love it. Oh, that sounds great to me. And it's +4 perception as well. I'm actually just going to replace my current perception. I like the +4 100% to greed time limit so that I can continue doing this consistently. And I am going to greed kill, hopefully, everything. I don't feel really comfy with the weapon that I already have. So we're going out to the left here to go for gold, and then we'll cut to the right in order to get a weapon for the boss, which was my game plan, and just so happens to be how it's working out. You love to see it. It means you're accounting for the right things. Well, I guess it doesn't necessarily mean you're accounting for the right things, but it does mean that, you know, with your current level of understanding and strategy in the game, you are accounting for the right things. Got him. Wait, is there another enemy out this way? There's not. Okay. Gotta keep an idea of all of the enemy positions just for the sake of getting those greed kills. Wait a second, we're only halfway through the greed timer. Yeah, we can continue this. Gotta watch out for that tomb horror. I might actually have to change the range for a moment. I know the tomb horror was so far away, but I was super scared that it was still gonna hit me just because of the earlier thing that happened. What the almost. Just because of the earlier hit it did. Where I thought I was out of range, and then it just really happened to reach across the whole map in order to get me. I can't let this greed timer go. Gold offerings remove 5 corruption. Especially if we greed timer in constantly, like... No, 5 corruption is so little. 5 corruption is like a couple kills from a weapon that removes corruption. Like, it's not great. Negative 10% to blood offering cost. I also don't know if it's much better than anything I have at the moment. I don't want to leave this area quickly, because I know if I don't do it quickly enough, I'll definitely take damage, and that's... no, yeah, okay, we lose the greed timer anyway. Fine. Actually, going here, we were going to lose the greed timer no matter what. So we're all fine. Why did I try and do that? There is no reason I should have tried to do that in that way, but, oops. Alright. Take easy extra coins. Yeah, this is, I think, supposed to be a trap room. It's not really a trap room. As long as you're patient. But I guess testing your patience is a type of skill test that games can employ. No! It turned on its parry stance while I was attacking. How dare. Okay. Should be able to use this as the kills to build a combo on it. Unless this is the end of the... Yeah, it's the end of the dungeon. Never mind. +3 to dexterity. Dexterity is max damage, and I do like max damage. Okay, probably drop the stats for everything across the board now. And it's time for us to get a weapon. None of these are really cutting it. Like, they could have. If we got... what would be a good example? Oh, get him. If we got a two-handed weapon that dealt extra damage in darkness, like, that'd be enough for me to be happy with going for the boss. Honestly, if we got a good bow that dealt, like, basically any damage at all, I'd be happy with that as well. Nope. Nope, again. Alright, now that we got the two more down, we can actually continue with this. The greed kills healing me is actually, like, really important for being our upkeep effectively. I kind of want to try to get killed. I kind of want to try get kill. Why do they call it oven when you in the cold food and out eat hot the food? No, it's woo, plus 30% damage while in darkness. A two-handed weapon. That looks so good. I love it. I'm taking it. Sorry, it's why do they call it an oven when you in the hot food and out cold eat the food? Right? Ooh, switch to a two-handed stance and use two-handed weapon to access new combat moves. There we go. Got him. Tutorial complete. I interrupted myself saying something. I wanted to try and get the enemy killed by the environment there by pushing him into the poison cloud and then burning it, but I was worried that I was going to kill my own greed timer by trying to do that. Hey, thumb. Basically, I just need to find windows of time where it's comfy for me to do that. My triple strike. Ow! I thought I was going to be able to land that and then roll away. Evidently, no. Yeah, I do have to be worried about the fact that this weapon is extremely slow. And it straight up commits you to the attacks. Like, I can't animation cancel at all. Which, I mean, look, you've got it. Yeah, exactly. Like, I was trying to roll as soon as the hit had landed. I was trying to roll there, but it just wasn't going to happen. So I shouldn't always be going for the combos here. That's really good, though. Yeah, actually, maybe it's the leap. We basically, like, exclusively use the leap for the kills here. For the kills. Damage, I mean. Huh. Yeah, it could easily be that. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad on my part. I had very little stamina left, and yet I tried to stay up close and personal and continue attacking. Got him. Not really too much of a problem, and this weapon is going to be very, very good going forward. Plus 30% base damage on something that already has really high base damage. That's a lot of base damage. Take that blazing sword. Ooh, plus 15% to fire attacks as well. Love that. I think I might drop the dex. No, but my current weapon is scaling with dex, isn't it? My two-hander. No, it's scaling with perception. Yeah, I can drop that dex pretty happily, actually. Also, the blazing sword is, yeah, fire charge attacks and fire combo finishes, so that's going to get plus 15% from the Jaguar Claw there. But yeah, this Primal Hammer is getting plus 3 from the couple points of perception I have at the moment. We can happily get more. Oh my god, I could go for 2 stat rooms right now. Get a lot of perception. Stack up that base damage. And then it also has on top of that plus 30% damage while in darkness, which is going to be so good. That's like almost an extra 20 damage. Okay. So we cured Blurred Vision, and we get Creeping Gloom instead. You taking damage triggers a wave of darkness, extinguishing any fire sources in the large zone, and you deal 10% extra damage in light. That's a shame. I mean, I do end up being in light quite commonly. The reason for that is actually a weird one. Get him. Get him. No. Don't, no. But yeah, I do end up in light commonly because I burn enemies with the Fire Sword's finisher. Yeah. I really should have been using the Fire Sword that entire time and just stacking faster. I think my two-handed is basically only if there's one target on the field. Should I be using my two-handed at the moment? Thank you. Again. Just a little bit extra gold for us. But yeah, that really feels like the way she'll be handling the weapon stances. 1, 2, 3. I had to cancel that attack early because I was really worried. Got him. No! I thought if I just kept walking, there was no way that was going to have the range. She doesn't have the range, darling. She doesn't have the range. Apparently she does. Tomorrow basically tried to do to me at the exact same time what I was trying to do to them. I just happen to be a little bit faster. No. 4, 1, 2, 3. I was gonna try and parry the second attack, but the enemy actually did not. No! That's me trying to get tricky again and trying to specifically force the enemy to hit me with that attack so that I can parry them. That attack in that case being their parry. I was gonna try and parry the parry. Once I have some of these parries mastered, like, the gameplay is going to change so much. Until then, I'm kind of stuck between, do I want to live? And live would be don't attempt to parry when you can't. Or do I want to learn how to parry so it's easier for me to live in the future? Because if I can start nailing these parry timings, like, nothing can stop me at that rate. And it also seems like the parry timings aren't that hard to manage. That's really interesting. Like, so this enemy was about to try and... Yeah, there we go. Plus 20% base damage for claws. That could end up mattering. Like, I might swap this for a claw in a bit. Drop some of the kill timer limit there. Okay, so we seem to have a trap room up here. But it was really interesting that the Plaguebringer got knocked out of their turtling starts by the explosion. And when they were knocked out of their turtling stance, because it happened so quickly, they didn't even summon vermin. And then I just got to finish them off before any vermin was summoned. So that might be a new way to respond to those Plaguebringers effectively. But 200% greed timer limit is really good, but I can't just have two spaces both be greed timer limits, can I? What did I end up dropping instead? Good lord, no! Yes, of course not! That's definitely not the one we drop. I'm so glad I checked. I don't think the extra 200% is super necessary. As long as I'm savvy about the way that I contact these rooms and which enemies I fight and what time at which I fight them, we should be fine. Okay, that enemy was stunned. I could have actually just finished them off. That was my bad that they got back up. 2, 3. Dang it. Didn't fire the gun in time. No! Wait. While I was in my jump arc there, I took damage. Okay, so you're really vulnerable when doing that, not invulnerable. Well, I need to reapproach how I use that attack then. I mean, I deal 10% extra damage in the light. So, unless I'm using my two-handed weapon, I should really try and light these sources. I'll offer blood for the extra stats here. So in the past 2 rooms, we picked up plus 20% base damage as well as a bunch of scaling for the Primal Hammer. So it's now 74 damage by base, plus 30. So what? 30% of 54 is 5.4 is 15, 16.2. So wait, 16.2 on top of that. Let's round that down to just 16, right? So 7. So we're doing 90 damage in darkness with this hammer now. That's some serious damage. We might actually not need another weapon. As long as we can find windows to safely exploit in the second champion fight. Roll away. Wait. No, roll away. Shoot. Oh, God. My pistol is still base, so it's actually not doing any damage. Got him. Gotta make sure I don't stand in the middle of that map and take the poison damage and lose my greed timer. I could still end up losing my greed timer, but at least it won't be for that reason. Hang on. No! Oh, the pistol just wasn't even fast enough to get it. Yeah, my pistol is not upgraded at all. Just a little bit of a concern. I'm gonna just take those 2 down. Because sometimes you need a ranged attack, and my two-hander is, well, I mean, it's a very long hilt, but I don't think I would call it ranged. I'd love to see exactly how much HP the greed kills have actually restored for us so far, because it's been a lot. But because it happens like so incrementally and it's such a small amount each time, it's really hard to notice its effect. It's really hard to fully appreciate the power of its effect. Yeah, that was awful. I knew that I was going to be leaving myself with no energy to actually do anything, and I still went with the thump, which left me without the ability to roll away from the attack. This is Jeweled Mace of plus 2% base damage per, and plus 20% base damage if your secondary is a shield, but I don't have my secondary as a shield. It's still pretty good. No, but it's so much slower than the Blazing Blade, actually. Yeah, I can't take it for that reason. Like, yeah, its damage is decent, but it's also nowhere near as quick as the Blazing Blade, so it would need more than more damage to be more appealing. Alright, second curse. Torch of Sorrow. Wait. You no longer take extra damage while standing in darkness, and your torch loses its fire and lighting properties, and it only shines to reveal traps. Decent. I'm not so sad about that. I like being in darkness for this weapon. My gosh. Enemy attacks deal 20%. I don't really need Constitution as a stat at all. Oh, damn. I was about to say no summoning, but unfortunately they did get it off. I can barely even roll away from those in time. Wait, hang on. No, wait, we literally just turned you down. I know what you are. Yeah, you gotta love opening these fights with an instant thump removal, though. As much as I keep saying this is not it, Chief, this is not what I should be doing, you gotta love it when it works out. Oh. That was about to be tragic for us. There were 2 AoEs going off near us, but thankfully one of them went off earlier. Killed the other one that actually would have hit me. Almost. Wait, hang on. There we go. Couldn't use my torch to light that. Remember, the torch has lost fire and lighting properties. But I need the loot. I'm addicted to the loot. I must have it. God, just imagine if this weapon also had attached to it plus 30% damage to elites and bosses. Like, we would actually just be making a complete mockery of the game at that point. Hammer down! Nice. Yeah, nothing doing on the other side. I don't actually think gold can even spawn there. I don't think removing corruption matters at all anymore. I'm not going to get another curse before the end unless I pay for something with blood, and I don't... Like, I have so much gold that I'm not paying for anything with blood. Hey! No, I got baited! And again! Wait, okay, dang it. The second time it was supposed to be a joke, because it was going to be like, ah, no, and again! But not really, though. Because I dodged them. But then I didn't. So, oops. Take some there. Actually, no, we will get a curse exactly at the time of the boss. And if I changed the blazing sword, I could have prevented that. Dang. Go for unknown. Should it be unknown? No, maybe it should. Yeah, it probably should have been relic. It's probably time to transition out of the greed kill ones. Because that's not really going to benefit me much at all in the boss fight. Really wish I just had time to get that attack off before the champion was going to throw the big one. Champion. Way. No. Thank you. Plus 20% base damage for heavy weapons. That's that's what this one is. This is actually the most damage I have ever stacked on a single weapon, and I am ecstatic to have it. Hammer down! Hammer down is actually enough to instantly kill a target now. Dang poison. Oh, we both had the same idea! Got him. Neither of those... Wait, actually, I think this one might be. No! Almost. Almost went into poison. There we go. Hey, I was right. Yeah, this does hold something behind it. Gotta get all of the loot. No, I don't think we're changing that weapon at this point. I think we're okay, game. Thanks, though. Oh. Bad damage there. Alright. The fact that when you swing your torch, you move slightly forwards. Ah, no. As well as when you attack with a fire weapon in order to try and reveal an area. You still move slightly forwards. Makes it really hard to light up those poison clouds without taking damage. That's more dex. Again, every single stat offering so far has offered us dex, which is what we scale. Sorry, dex, right? Dex? No, perception. Perception, which is what we scale with. Oh god, this what? I thought this was the stats room on our path for some reason. Because I was like, oh, I mean, stats. Huh, that's weird. I guess this must be the stats room. But no, we have another opportunity to get even more damage. No. Maybe I shouldn't be locking myself into combos with this at all. I should just be doing errant hits. Plus? I mean, it's just better than the weapon I already have, so there's no reason not to replace it, right? No. Got him! Oh, you absolutely love to see it. That's a play of the game right there. Right. No! No, poison! Still just not used to where poison is in these areas. Just too late. Alright. Is this finally our shrine? No, probably one more combat room, it looks like. This is way too much damage for me to be taking in this room. I don't appreciate it at all. At least we're okay now. Good. Alright, yep. So the final two stats rooms, final two? Final one? I think it was the final two, did not offer the perception that we so richly enjoy the benefits of. Divine Pact, this is bad at this point in time, right? One of your relic slots is locked and may no longer be equipped, and you gain 3 Divine Favors. Divine Favors, I have nothing I can do with at this point. Plus 20% base damage for claws as well as perception. Max health when an enemy is killed by the environment means nothing to me at this point. So yeah, okay, I guess that didn't really matter at all. Ah! Wait. Did it, like, instantly dodge me, or... Wait, what happened there? Oops. So I was right that our damage is absolutely nutty. Okay, so you got a spin attack, you got instant dive attacks. I definitely don't have the time to attack between your dive attacks. But if I land a single hit off, it looks like I daze you and I can just go. Did you just dab on me? That's rude as hell. That's not sportsmanship. Stop! Stop punishing me for not knowing how to parry! I couldn't roll the entire time! No. The weapon was so good. Alright. Well, we perfected 5 rooms. That's not bad. We even saw the boss? Hell yes to that. This enemy is very aggressive, as it turns out. They got a spin attack. Basically, at all times, I need to leave myself with the ability to panic roll twice against this enemy, which means, like, heavy weapons are real rough here. Maybe I should have just swapped back to the flaming sword. I was so attached to using the ridiculous damage that maybe I overlooked what actually would have won there. Still, it's progress. We didn't die to greed. Didn't accidentally kill ourselves. Well, accidentally. You know, It's somewhere between accidentally and intentionally when you intentionally take the risk that accidentally ends your life. But we didn't die to that. We did die to the boss. So I feel good about that at the absolute least. As well as 5 perfect rooms and hitting the absolute largest damage numbers I've ever seen in this game. Very much into those as well. Just getting locked in that corner and not really having the ability to roll away was so rough. Alright. Well, any of these that I necessarily wanted to unlock and immediately get? No. To my favor? No. I think we're okay. So for the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Curse of the Dead Gods. We're gonna get the second dungeon done next episode. I've said it every single time, but this time, it's true. For the moment though, hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. There's a playlist in the description down below with all my content on this game, past, present, and future. If you have been enjoying the series, and in particular this episode, please click like. It does help me get my content out to new people, it grows the Republic, and it makes me smile on my inside, on my brain. My brain doesn't smile. One of the folds turns into a mouth, and it does like a big smile, which is very painful, but it's still overall an enjoyable experience. So if you do like the videos, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and you would like to see more futures like this, more videos like this in the future, please consider subscribing as well. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.